I made this video for everyone in the world except for one person. This video is for the 7.5 billion people who are not the richest person in the world. So I expect quite a high view count. If you are not the richest man or woman in the world, there is someone who has more than you. Get used to it. I once read a fascinating statistic about millionaires who lost their wealth. A survey was conducted of people who once had a net worth of $2 million, but now are worth less than $1 million. And they asked them, how did you lose half of your fortune? And 40% of them responded with something along the lines of, well, we started hanging out with people worth 10 million, and we lost our money trying to match their spending. The study, which I read years and years ago, has always stuck with me because it reveals an important truth. There is always going to be someone in the world with more than you, and trying to keep up with them is an entirely losing battle because there will always be someone else ahead of you in the game. There's a coworker in your office who has more than you. There's a neighbor down the street who has more than you. Someone at your church or community group has more than you. There's a family at your kid's school who has more than you. And we all know there's someone on television or on a magazine cover right now who has more than you. That is always going to be the case. Now, it seems to me there are only a couple of responses we can have to this reality. Number one, we can get jealous and envious and bitter that someone has more than us. Or number two, we can accept it and decide to find happiness right where we are. The clear choice for a joyful and meaningful life is number two, but too often we choose number one. And so as a result, we spend much of our time comparing our things to other people. We compare the size of our house, the year of our car, the brand of our clothing, our last vacation, the age of our retirement, or our pay stub with the person sitting right next to us. Now, you may think that once you own a fancy house or a nice car like so-and-so, you'll be happy. But that's simply not the case because there is always going to be someone else to compare yourself to. There's always a bigger house, a more prestigious neighborhood, or a fancy model of car to own. There's simply no end to this comparison game. Because there is always going to be someone in the world with more. Now, I fear making sweeping generalizations, but I'm going to for the sake of argument. If you are watching this video, your needs most likely are met. You have clothes, you have food, you have shelter. You might not have the most expensive clothes in the world. You might not eat at the fanciest restaurants. You might not live in the biggest house on your block, but your needs are being met. And not only is there someone in the world with more than you, there is someone in the world with less than you. There is someone in the world with less than you who is perfectly content and happy with what they have. Because they've chosen to be happy right where they are, rather than comparing themselves to someone with more. There's always going to be someone in the world with more than you. But you have reasons right now to be grateful. And you have everything you need for happiness. So stop comparing yourself to other people.